Okay, Glock Recoil springs. I was shooting some 135 Nosler, 135 grain Nosler bullets, and probably over the last week or so, and I think it was exactly 32 rounds, I've had 3 jams. So it's kind of like, okay, what the heck? I decided to replace a recoil spring, and then I just shot through 50 of them today without any jams at all. Someone once told me to replace the recoil spring in a Glock every 1500 rounds. My old one has made it about 2500 rounds, so we're pretty much overdue. So I'm thinking the new recoil spring did the trick. Now, after I've been shooting out here for a little bit, I've noticed, or so I think, that the shells, the casings, are ejecting more like a greater distance away from the gun with the old spring than with the new spring, which kind of makes sense because if there's more tension on the new spring, it's going to absorb some of the recoil, not sending the casing as far. Now, just to prove this or to demonstrate it to see if I'm correct, I'm going to go ahead and see if that's the case. And I'm going to go ahead and mark a shooting spot with a paper plate, and then I got 2 paper plates up there that I'm going to use to mark using the old spring, and then of course one for the new spring. And I am going to take this a ways back, okay? That way we can demonstrate in a greater way where they're going. That way we get a wide field of view. Okay, now, right now the new recoil springs in. These are all the same loads. These are 155 grain loads. They're loaded up pretty hot. So I'm just going to simply take the new spring out and put it in my right pocket. That way I don't lose it, hopefully. Okay. Then I'm going to get my other pocket and get the old recoil spring out. Just got to remember where I put the doggone thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I got the old recoil spring in first. Let's go ahead and see how far that shoots. Okay, so the old we're going to have to place somewhere. The average seems to be somewhere around in there after the roll. Okay, so some of these were up here. Let's move it this way. So there's quite a bit of spread on those, but we're going to go ahead, take out the old recoil spring. Okay, and we're going to start again from the same shooting spot. Okay, after shooting 13 rounds of each, I feel pretty confident in saying that the new recoil spring is ejecting the casings a shorter distance away from me, away from the gun, which means that there is definitely a noticeable difference in the power or strength left in the spring. And just to demonstrate a little bit from back here, it's going to be kind of hard to tell because the plate's white, but there we have where the approximate average of where the old spring was ejecting the casings, and there the approximate average of where the new casings, with the new spring I mean, were going. Okay, pretty big difference. Hopefully you could kind of see me in the video, although it's not too important as long as you see where the casings are going. And there's about probably about 4 feet in between, 4 to 5 feet. And you know, it really depends, because they were going around quite a bit different, because on the old spring I have some ones that went way up in there, whereas the new spring kept it a little bit more consistently. A few outliers back there and whatnot. But the moral to this story is, definitely I would recommend replacing your recoil spring around 1500 rounds. That makes sense. Again, I have about 2500 rounds on my old recoil spring. I'll go ahead and annotate the exact number, but definitely I can tell a big difference in where the casings are going. And to be honest with you, this was just one time of shooting. I was really surprised how closer to me these casings were going compared to when I was shooting yesterday. So there's definitely a big difference. Now the good thing is, maybe if you're shooting weaker loads, just target practice rounds, you can put your old recoil spring in and not have to worry about it too much, and that would work better for weaker loads. But definitely what you want to carry with when you're shooting more powerful ammunition, you need that stronger, newer recoil spring, or else you may get some failures to go into the battery. That's exactly what was going on with me. And new recoil spring, which I got for $12 on eBay. Glock 23, $12 eBay, free shipping, so you can't beat it. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope this helped you guys out.